Sunday madness. Hello. Welcome back for Dracula. Chapter 27. Bram Stoker's Dracula, as I said. Mina Harker's Journal, 1st of November. All day long we have travelled, and at good speed. The horses seem to know that they are being kindly treated, for they go willingly the full stage at best speed. We have now had so many changes and find the same things so constantly that we are encouraged to think that the journey will be an easy one. Dr. Van Helsing is laconic. He tells the farmers that he is hurrying to Bistritz and pays them well to make the exchange of horses. We get hot soup or coffee or tea, and off we go. It is a lovely country, full of beauties of all imaginable kinds, and the people are brave and strong and simple, and seem full of nice qualities. They are very, very superstitious. In the first house where we stopped, when the woman who served us saw the scar on my forehead, she crossed herself and put out 2 fingers toward me to keep off the evil eye. I believe they went to the trouble of putting an extra amount of garlic into our food, and I can't abide garlic. Ever since then, I've taken care not to take off my hat or veil, and we have no driver with us to carry tales. We go ahead of scandal, but I dare say that fear of the evil eye will follow hard behind us all the way. The professor seems tireless. All day he would not take any rest, though he made me sleep for a long spell. At sunset time he hypnotized me, and he says that I answered as usual. Darkness, lapping water, and creaking wood. So our enemy is still on the river. I'm afraid to think of Jonathan, but somehow I have now no fear for him, or for myself. I write this while we wait in a farmhouse for the horses to be got ready. Dr. Van Helsing is sleeping. Poor dear. He looks very tired and old and grey. But his mouth is set as firmly as a conqueror's. Even in his sleep he is instinct with resolution. When we have well started, I must make him rest while I drive. I shall tell him that we have days before us, and he must not break down when most of all his strength will be needed. All is ready. We are off shortly. 2nd November, morning. I was successful, and we took turns driving all night. Now the day is on us, bright though cold. There's a strange heaviness in the air. I say heaviness for want of a better word. I meant that it oppresses us both. It is very cold, and only our warm furs keep us comfortable. At dawn, Van Helsing hypnotized me. He says I answered darkness, creaking wood, and roaring water. So the river is changing as they ascend. I do hope that my darling will not run any chance of danger, more than need be, but we are in God's hands. 2nd November, night. All day long driving. The country gets wilder as we go, and the great spurs of the Carpathians, which at Veresti seemed so far from us and so low on the horizon, now seem to gather round us and tower in front. We both seem in good spirits. I think we make an effort each to cheer the other. In the doing so, we cheer ourselves. Dr. Van Helsing says that by morning we shall reach the Borgo Pass. The houses are very few here now, and the professor says that the last horses we got will have to go on with us, as we may not be able to change. He got 2 in addition to the 2 we changed, so that now we have a route 4 in hand. The dear horses are patient and good, and travelers, and so even I can drive. We shall get to the pass in daylight. We do not want to arrive before, so we take it easy and have each a long rest in turn. Oh, what will tomorrow bring to us? We go to seek the place where my poor darling suffered so much. God grant that we may be guided aright, and that He will deign to watch over my husband and those dear to us both, and who are in such deadly peril. As for me, I am not worthy in His sight. Alas, I am unclean to His eyes, and shall be until He may deign to let me stand forth in His sight as one of those who have not incurred His wrath. Memorandum by Abraham Van Helsing, 4th November. This to my old and true friend John Seward, MD of Purfleet, London, in case I may not see him. It may explain. It is morning, and I override by a fire which all the night I have kept alive, Madam Mina aiding me. It is cold, so cold that the grey, heavy sky is full of snow, which, when it falls, will settle for all winter, as the ground is hardening to receive it. It seems to have affected Madam Mina. She has been so heavy of head all day that she was not like herself. She sleeps and sleeps and sleeps. She, who is usually so alert, have done literally nothing all the day. She even have lost her appetite. She make no entry into her little diary. She who writes so faithful at every pause. Something whispered to me that all is not well. However, tonight she is more with her long sleep all day have refreshed and restore her, for now she is all sweet and bright as ever. At sunset I try to hypnotize her, but alas, with no effect. The power has grown less and less with each day, and tonight it failed me altogether. Well, God's will be done, whatever it may be, and whithersoever it may lead. Now to the historical, for as Madam Mina write not in her stenography. I must, in my cumbrous old fashion, that so each day of us may not go unrecorded. We got to the Borgo Pass just after sunrise yesterday morning. When I saw the signs of the dawn, I got ready for the hypnotism. We stopped our carriage and got down so that there might be no disturbance. I made a couch with furs, and Madam Mina, lying down, yielded herself as usual, but more slow and more a short time than ever to the hypnotic sleep. As before came the answer. Darkness and the swirling of water. Then she woke, bright and radiant, and we go on our way and soon reach the pass. At this time and place she become all on fire with zeal. Some new guiding power be in her manifested, for she point to a road and say, This is the way. How know you it? I asked. Of course, I know it, she answered, and with a pause added, have not my Jonathan travelled and rode of his travel? At first I think somewhat strange, but soon I see that there be only one such by-road. It is used but little and very different from the coach road from Bukovina to Bistritz, which is more wide and hard and more of use. So we came down this road when we meet other ways. Not always were we sure that they were roads at all, for they be neglected and light snow have fallen. The horses know, and they neglect and lights, and they only. I give rein to them, and they go on so patient. By and by we find all the things which Jonathan have noted in that wonderful diary of him. Then we go on for long, long hours and hours. At the first, I tell Madamina to sleep. She try, and she succeed. She sleep all the time, till at the last. I feel myself to suspicious grow, and attempt to wake her, but she sleep on. And I may not wake her, though I try. I do not wish to try too hard, lest I harm her. For I know that she have suffered much, and sleep at times be all in all to her. I think I drowse myself, for all of a sudden I feel guilt, as though I have done something. I find myself pulled up, with the reins in my hand, and the good horses go along, jog, jog, just as ever. I look down and find Madamina still asleep. It is now not far off sunset time, and over the snow the light of the sun flow in big yellow flood, so that we throw great long shadow on where the mountain rises so steep. For we are going up, and all is so wild and rocky, as though it were the end of the world. Then I arouse Madamina. This time she wake with not much trouble, and then I try to put her to hypnotic sleep. But she sleep not, being as though I were not. Still I try and try, till all at once I find her, and myself in dark, so I look round and turn and look at her. She's now quite awake, and looks so well as I never saw her since that night at Carfax, when we first entered the Count's house. I am amazed and not at ease then. But she is so bright and tender and thoughtful for me that I forget all fear. I light the fire, for we have broad supply of wood with us, and she prepare food while I undo the horses and set them to herd in shelter to feed. Then when I return to the fire, she have my supper ready. I go to help her, but she smiled and tell me that she have eat already, that she was so hungry that she would not wait. I like it not, and I have grave doubts, but I fear to affright her, and so I am silent of it. She helped me, and I eat alone, and then we wrap in fur and lie beside the fire, and I tell her to sleep while I watch. But presently I forget all of watching, and when I suddenly remember that I watch, I find her lying quiet but awake and looking at me with so bright eyes. Once, twice more the same occur, and I get much sleep till before morning. When I wake, I try to hypnotize her, but alas, though she shut her eyes, obedient, she may not sleep. The run rise up and up and up, and then sleep come to her too late, but so heavy that she will not wake. I have to lift her up and place her sleeping in the carriage, when I have harnessed the horses and made all ready. Madam still sleep, and she look in her sleep more healthy and more redder than before, and I like it not. And I am afraid. I am afraid of all things, even to think, but I must go on my way. The stake we play for is life and death, or more than these, and we must not flinch.